Yo guys, what is good? It's your boy Jamong here, back again with another video. And today we're imagining if the cast of Cobra Kai were sneakerheads. So before I start off today's video, if you guys have not done so already, please smash the subscribe button. Guys, I am on the road to 1K and I'm almost there, as you guys see by my sub count down below. And I would very much love, if this is your first time here or if you're not even subscribed yet, I would love for you guys to join the Turntable Gang and yeah, just become a part of the community. But in today's video, we are going over my special personal series that I made for myself on this channel, and that is if characters were sneakerheads. Now, so far in the past, I have done if Team Avatar from Avatar The Last Airbender were sneakerheads, if the Teen Titans were sneakerheads, and if the Avengers were sneakerheads. So if you want to check any of those out after this video, I'll have the links down below or somewhere above. Make sure to go check them out because they could definitely use a little more love. So basically what this series is that I'm taking two things that I love. So the first thing is obviously sneakers, and then the second thing is anything on the popular media, and that consists of TV shows, movies, comic books, video games, basically anything that is a show or something that I watch, something that has a plot and that I'm really entertained by. And I take a show, a movie, a comic book series, video game characters, and I just think about what would it be like if they were potentially sneakerheads. And it's a lot of fun because I get to use my own creativity and I basically get to assign them sneakers that I think that they would wear. Now, as I curate these lists, I do have a set of criteria that I base these off of, and these consist of appearance, color scheming, personality, and superpowers if they have any. And in today's video, we are going over the cast of Cobra Kai and imagining what it might be like if they were sneakerheads. Now, given that the second part to the series finale is coming around the corner on Friday, which is the same day that this video releases, I thought it was very much appropriate to do Cobra Kai as my next episode on this series. However, because I don't want this video to go on for too long, I'm only limiting my list to 5 characters and I'm giving them all 2 sneakers each. So in today's video, we're only going over the following characters, which consist of Miguel, Robbie, Sam, Hawk, and Tori. Unfortunately, we're not going to be covering the other characters of Cobra Kai, so we're not going to be going over Daniel or Johnny. And if you guys do want to see a second part on this series with Cobra Kai, let me know in the comments down below because I do have some ideas of which sneakers I would want to give, especially to the older folks. But with that being said, sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy my take on imagining if the characters of Cobra Kai were sneakerheads. Alright, so I think I'm going to go out of order here because I do want to do Miguel last. I know I didn't mention that he was the first one up, but let's go over my favorite character of Cobra Kai, and that is Hawk. I just love Hawk a lot because in the show, he basically embodies confidence. He goes from being like a nerd to a nobody, and then all the way up to being someone who's cool, respectable, and a champion. I will have to say that ever since he did win the All Valley, he hasn't been as strong, or his character hasn't had as much potential as it used to have. But nonetheless, I thought pretty hard when I was giving him his sneakers, and the first one that I immediately thought of were the Yeezy 350s in the dazzling blue colorway. Now, Hawk's personality is pretty much defined by his mohawk, and we see that in, I think, season 1, episode 6. And by the way, Cobra Kai is my favorite series of all time, so if you guys find that I know every single episode from each season, it's because that I've watched it about like 20 times by now. But going back to the sneakers, I think that this sneaker would suit Hawk perfectly, just because like his mohawk, we see a blue stripe running throughout this sneaker. I think Hawk would enjoy having like an athletic, comfortable sneaker to wear, and the Yeezys are a great option for that. I think because Hawk loves blue so much, he would obviously gravitate towards the Yeezy 350s in the dazzling blue colorway. And then the second pair of sneakers that I chose for him are the Raging Bull Jordan 5s. Now, when I picked out this sneaker for him, I was thinking more of Hawk in his red mohawk phase when he was kind of like evil. And at that time, Hawk was wearing a lot of red clothes, so I feel like the Raging Bull 5s would look great with the rest of his outfit. Not to mention, one key detail about the Jordan 5 that is iconic is obviously that shark teeth on the midsole. And when I looked at the shark teeth and I saw that it was in red, I kind of thought of Hawk's mohawk, and I thought, hey, that's a pretty nice sneaker for Hawk to own. I feel like if he had a sneaker that embodied his mohawk in it, he would very much appreciate that. And moving on to the next character, we got the Queen Cobra herself, and that is Tori Nichols. Now at this point in the series, Tori has pretty much been in Cobra Kai the longest than anyone else in the show. I'm not going to spoil too much, but in season 6, you should definitely watch part 1 of the series finale. But the first sneaker that I would give her are the Kobe 5 Protros in the Bruce Lee colorway. I feel like given her allegiance to Cobra Kai and seeing that this is a black and yellow sneaker, it would very much match her entire, the whole Cobra Kai gi for one thing. Throughout the show, Tori is seen wearing yellow, and I feel like this would complement her outfits a lot. And not to mention that Kobe Bryant is known as the Black Mamba, and Tori is known as the Queen Cobra. When you have two snakes, you put 2 and 2 together. I feel like she would definitely love Kobe Bryant just because, again, he represents what she is. And the second sneaker that I chose to give her, now I did have a little difficulty with this one. I wasn't sure if I should put this on the list. However, I came up with the olive snakeskin Blazer 77s. Don't get me wrong, it is a pretty bold colorway. It's something that I personally would not wear. You might find ugly as well. But throughout the show, Tori has been seen wearing a lot of like crazy colors. So I feel like with this whole olive tone to it and with the yellow swoosh, it might work out for her. She might find something that would match this pretty well. But the reason why I ended up choosing this specific colorway is because it has that snake skin, and it, obviously, given that she is a cobra, she has to have that snake skin detailing. I don't know if you guys remember, but in season 4, when Terry Silver decides to buy all the Cobra's new gear, she has this like snake skin pattern in this workout attire, and I feel like these blazers would go really well with that outfit. Not to mention that it has that yellow again, which is a color that Tori is consistently wearing throughout the show. All right, and moving on to the next character is one that I'm really not a big fan of, and this is Mr. Runner-Up, Mr. Second Place all the time, Mr. I'm Never Enough for My Dad, and this is Robbie Keane. I don't know if you guys can tell by now, I'm really not a fan of Robbie. I know a lot of people love Robbie. Personally for me, I just cannot stand his character. I feel like in the show, Robbie is always complaining, always saying that he's not enough, always making other people feel sorry for him. He does have like quite a character development, you know, he ends up turning good in the end. However, I just feel like compared to Miguel, he just stands as nothing. I think that Miguel has so much more potential than he has. But the first sneaker that I would give Robbie is one that honestly makes a lot of sense. Now these are the Nike Dunk SBs in the Bonsai colorway. And throughout the show, we see that Robbie is a skater. You know, we basically see him doing a lot of flips and tricks. He's always on his board. And given that Nike SBs are obviously meant for skateboarding, he could definitely use a pair of dunks. Now this is a sneaker that embodies his entire dojo, his entire art of karate. Now I did check on StockX and these are very limited. I think that for resale, you can't even find like a steady price on the market. I found one that was going for like $2,000. Honestly, do I think Robbie can afford that? Probably not. But again, Robbie's pretty much a thief throughout the show, and I'm pretty sure if he wanted to, he could break into like a consignment shop and just steal these. And the second sneaker that I would give Robbie are the notorious black Air Force Ones. Now I'm playing with you guys, I would not go as far as that. However, I would give him a black sneaker, and these are the Black Cat 4s. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was actually really close to giving Robbie the black Air Force Ones just because I think so little of Robbie. However, I thought the Black Cats were a little bit of a better match for him. Now the whole point of giving him an all black sneaker is obviously because of what I said before. He is kind of a thief. He does a lot of like shady stuff. You know, he does need an all black pair of sneakers to move around, to sneak around, to commit crimes. I mean, he has been in juvie before. Sorry guys, if you guys don't know by now, I really don't like Robbie. I just picked the Black Cat 4s because at the end of the day, they are a really iconic sneaker, and I could see him in a pair of 4s. And not to mention, I've seen a lot of his outfits on the show, and they often consist of very subtle colors, very dark colors. So I thought that the Black Cat 4s would pretty much complement his outfits. And the next character we are going over is one that I'm not exactly fond of. Now, I believe she is the root of like 99% of all the problems that happen on the show. However, she does have like a decent storyline, and that is Sam LaRusso. Now, when it comes to the two female characters of Cobra Kai, I am 100% on Team Tori. I'm just not really that big of a fan of Sam. I feel like she's always blaming Tori for things she didn't even do. And I know she's always trying to do the right thing, but she's just such a big troublemaker and an instigator. Again, like Robbie, I cannot stand her. But the first sneaker that I would give Sam LaRusso would be the Nike SB Dunks in the Strange Love colorway. Now, the first reason why I decided to give Sam this specific pair is because throughout the show I see her wearing a lot of pink. And I do feel like pink is her favorite color. And also Sam is this really like pristine, wholesome, goody two-shoes girl. And I feel like the materials on this sneaker, you know, the velvet and the embroidery on it, is just something that she would probably enjoy wearing. I don't know, I can't really explain her personality with why she would like this sneaker, but at the end of the day, it kind of makes sense to me. I feel like she would see the sneaker and she would think it's so cute. And even though it's like a $2,000 sneaker, her dad is freaking Daniel LaRusso. He owns LaRusso Auto Company. So she's rich, she couldn't afford it. And the second sneaker that I decided to give Sam are the Dior's Walking Dior in the nude colorway. Now this sneaker is not necessarily pink, but it does have like a muted down pink tone to it. So it's kind of like tan and pink in the middle, obviously given the nude colorway. But I think this is another sneaker that would go well with a lot of her outfits. Sam just dresses like a rich girl, and you kind of notice that throughout the show. But the main reason why I decided to give her these, why she would wear like a designer sneaker, and specifically Dior, is because again, she could afford it. Her being a rich girl is a really big part of her character in the show, and everyone's always making fun of her, saying that she's got money, her daddy always gives her what she wants, and at the end of the day, it's kind of true. And the last character that we are going over for today's video is my second favorite character of the series. However, it's one that I hold a lot of respect for. I believe he is the chosen one. He's gonna be the one that brings balance to both sides, to Miyagi-Do and to Eagle Fang Karate. We do have Miguel Diaz. If you don't watch the show, you are not gonna realize how awesome Miguel Diaz is. Just his entire like evolution throughout the series is just insane. Like Hawk, he went from being a nobody, but he actually grows so much throughout, and now he has so much wisdom. You know, he grows from like a boy to a man, and I just love that about him. I respect his character so much. And the first sneaker that I would give Miguel would be the Jordan 1s in the Taxi colorway. Now, there's one thing that I've noticed when watching the series is that Miguel is pretty much wearing yellow at least 75% of the time. And I'm gonna say that yellow is honestly his color. It looks good on him. Anytime he's wearing like a yellow piece of clothing, it complements him really well. And I think as a sneakerhead, he would appreciate a pair of Jordan 1s. So this is why I thought that the Taxis would be a good match for him. I feel like his favorite color would be yellow. It only makes sense. Especially if we look at like Cobra Kai Miguel, he would definitely love this just because it would complement his gi, it would complement all the other Cobra Kai apparel that he would wear. So yeah, the Jordan 1 Taxis are a sneaker that makes sense to me and why Miguel would wear them. And the last sneaker that we have for Miguel and for this entire video, I would give him the Air Max Plus Gradients in that black, red, and yellow colorway. Isn't this kind of a crazy colorway? But if we think of Miguel's character development, his character arc, you know, where he ends up turning to throughout the series, he literally goes from Cobra Kai to Eagle Fang. So we see like in this sneaker, his literal character development happening, right? In his sneakers are all of his skills from both Cobra Kai and Eagle Fang embodied into one. And we see that there is a clear balance in the way that it's transitioning over to each colorway. I think given that they are an Air Max sneaker, you know, they would be very comfortable on Miguel's feet. Since all these guys are doing like karate at the end of the day, they should have a comfortable pair of shoes. For this reason, I think that Miguel should feel light on his feet if he's gonna like kick someone in the face. It's literally a gradient that is transitioning from yellow to red, all on a black base, and I feel like this is who Miguel is. The way that he stays loyal to Johnny, the way that he goes from Cobra Kai to Eagle Fang, it just makes sense. Again, it symbolizes his growth and maturity. Alright guys, so there we have it. Those are the sneakers that I would give the characters of Cobra Kai if they were sneakerheads. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it and I hope it made sense to you. And if you guys want to see a second episode to this series, let me know in the comments down below. But if there are also also any other TV shows, movies, video games, comic books, or any other characters that you would want me to do this series on. Again, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you guys liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys want to hear more from me, smash the subscribe button, guys. Help me get to 1,000 subs. And yeah, we can go from there. And I hope you guys are able to watch the second part of the Cobra Kai series finale on Friday, November 15th. I definitely will be. And yeah, it's just the greatest show in the world. Hopefully you guys love it too. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.